Good afternoon class. Welcome to Daily Current Affairs, the paper Hindu. Yes, good afternoon Kritika. Fine, so we'll see today's current affairs. Let's see. So Indians go west, take up the residence by investment. So this article is about the migration of people, Indian citizens. Okay, migration of Indian citizens towards western countries. So let's see what is about this article. Oh, just a moment. So HNIs, high net worth individuals, so people with huge incomes. So HNIs are making a beeline for such programs in US, Portugal, Australia, Malta, Greece in search of better opportunities, healthcare, quality of life and education. So we need to know that Indian diaspora is amongst the toppest of all the other countries globally. So what is diaspora? Spread of Indian people origin. So origin from India and they are going to settle in some other countries. So diaspora of India is stronger now. It's almost the strongest in among all the other countries. As per one report, there was one report which stated that Indian diaspora is huge compared to other countries. So in the same place, Indians go west and they try to earn more than staying in their own countries. So here the primary reason was more professional. So first reason was more professional because we need more career opportunities to get into higher net worth, right? So main reason behind everything is your livelihood. So first thing is that. Next, we realize that our daughters, so this is a statement given by one particular person where they have asked them to, or where the particular daughters or sons or basically their children are going to abroad or other countries for high net individuals. In this, over by 2020, in 2022 year, 2.25 lakh Indians renounced Indian citizenship. So we know citizenship article, which article or which part of Indian constitution deals with Indian citizenship? Part 2. Online students, please respond. What does the part? Fine, I'll only tell, let it be unidirectional, and whenever you comment something, then I'll be responding it. No issue with that. Just a moment. Just a moment. 5, from 5 to 11. So from 5 to 11, articles 5 to 11 deals with your citizenship part and it is part 2 of your Indian constitution. So in that, they are given different ways of how a person can renounce their own citizenship. So his own or her own citizenship. Out of which, if they gain a particular citizenship of some other country, then automatically they will be losing citizenship of our own country. Okay, fine. So as part of that, around 2.25 lakh people in alone 2022 they have lost their citizenship, the highest since 2011. So since a decade span, it was the highest people to renounce their citizenship. Okay, so if you take a situation with USA, so if as soon as they obtain this green card, then obviously they are going to be citizens of that particular country, then they'll immediately renounce citizenship of India. Okay, fine. So this is according to the Ministry of External Affairs data. So it also reflects how Indians, especially high net worth individuals, are moving towards westward for the better opportunities, healthcare, education, all the other public facilities, career opportunities. So it's about economy as well as their public opportunities. So who are HNIs? That you need to know. I told you they are high net worth income people, individuals. So HNIs are those who have wealth over of 1 million or 8.2 crore annually. So they are the people who have 1 million or 8.2 crore as their income. Fine. So according to the Henley Global Citizenship Report, there are 3.4 lakh, 3.47 in almost 3.5 lakh HNIs in India by December 2021. So the data, latest data is from December 2021. You can add this all directly. So where you can showcase these all things in your polity, in your international relations, where you are speaking about diaspora, how India is growing huge in the international arena. So it's not only about an Indian society, how the growing traditions, then globalization, how India's or traditions or the cultures of other countries are impacting us, at the same time how Indian culture is affecting some other cultures. So all these places you can use this data directly. Fine. So in India, even in our economy too, how this will add up into our economy. So all these income would come into remittances. In the form of remittances, they will again enter into Indian economy. So through FDIs or FIIs or through direct transfers, anyway. So that also you can add this data. Fine. So of these, 1.49 lakh HNIs were found in just 9 cities. So in what are the cities that they are actually found? In all those metropolitan cities. Topmost cities: Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Mangalore, Hyderabad, Gurgaon, then Chennai, Pune, Ahmedabad, Gurugram, all these places you can find this HNIs. And these HNIs who are actually staying in India are planning to go westward. So their ultimate aim is to get settled in a good place or the better place for their livelihood. So like engaging into places where they get more career opportunities. That is about this article. Important as part of your data. So reports or data important for your answer writing. Okay, fine. Next, local news. This is also local news. Fine. Operation Swecha. But yeah, one thing I would like to add here. Despite being a local news, which is Operation Swecha, can be added into your own answer writing too as part of your GS paper on Indian society. Okay, also social justice. So what is this Operation Swecha? What it does is that people who are abandoned, the children basically, who are abandoned or human trafficked. So they'll this particular team of human there is a officers of labor, so separate police force is there for this. Just a moment. So officers of labor, police, anti-human trafficking units, all these people will work rampantly in order to make these people again enter into Indian economy in the way that they will be educated. These people who are far from home, that means they would have trafficked these humans, not say they will be sent back to home or they will be sent back to some rehabilitation center for continuing of their education. So for that particular article, this is one special step taken by state of Andhra Pradesh, which is Operation Swecha, and what this article says is that you'll almost see 45 out of 285 children who have been rescued in this particular Operation Swecha had never been visited to school in their lifetime. So they are completely illiterates. So that shows the level of impact that this particular human trafficking is. Okay, so that is about this article. Can be added into your Indian society and governance part on how this weaker sections or the people who are not into the economy are taken back into the society. Okay, fine. So as part of your agriculture or something of prominent varieties, Teja Chilli. Telangana's Teja Chilli is growing prominent. So what is this Teja Chilli? So this is a popular variety of red chilli in culinary, medicinal and wide range of users, and export market is booming for this particular chilli, and this is being grown in Khammam. Okay, again local news, but yeah, it is the second largest chilli market in the district. So yeah, Teja variety is a red chilli being exported to China, Bangladesh and others. So all these spices kind of thing, India is exporting it towards foreign countries, to other countries. So here this red chilli is also growing prominence. Yes. So yeah, nothing more than that is required. So here as part of your GS3 defense. So here you need to understand what is the article. Navy plans for another Vikrant size carrier before Vikramaditya retires. So currently we have these two aircraft carriers. Carrier in the sense, see, you can see here INS, it is a Navy based. So INS is part of your Navy, and so basically INS in the sense Indian Navy service. So Indian Navy service. Vikramaditya is one of the aircraft which is being this aircraft carrier which is being used. So you need to know what is the difference between aircraft, frigate and all. Just go and refer DRDO website, so it will be clear for you. Fine. So this is one of the aircraft, and with the latest indigenously developed Vikrant is the one which has been added. So two series of aircraft carrier is currently present in India, which is Vikramaditya and Vikrant. So before Vikramaditya is going to be retired, that means before it wears out, before that they are planning who this Navy people are planning to have a new one. So to develop a new one. For this again they will be calling for PPP model of investment and other employment facilities, all these things will be there. Some private company would be indulging, or the government sponsored, or taking any kind of what you can say, tenders, all these things. Okay, fine. What does this article say? The Navy will continue to study the need for larger and more capable carrier after placing a repeat order for the Vikrant size carriers, a Navy chief. Cochin shipyard officials say that they can deliver vessel in 8 years from date of order. So Cochin shipyard is the one, again a private limited company, see, has acquired a considerable expertise. So it is a company which has spoken that if you need a particular aircraft, if you order now, it would take 8 years for us to deliver. So aircraft carrier, imagine aircraft itself is a bigger one. So let's say Tejas, so it is also an aircraft, right? MiG-21 aircraft. So aircraft carrier is the one which carries all these aircrafts on this deck. So to be clearer view, I will show you how this looks actually. Let me go to Vikramaditya too, we will see. Important, because these are like pride to our country. Vikrant is a pride project for our country. So yeah, important. And regarding Vikrant, we have seen our latest news that, what is the latest news we have seen on Vikrant is that by this particular year end, it will be under use. And already it has been using for this launching purpose, but before this year end, it will be in complete usage, because currently there are some tests going on that we have seen in the recent article itself. We have seen. So if you can see, when we are discussing in Science and Tech 2, I have explained this. See how long it is, how large it is. See the level of extent that this INS Vikramaditya is there. Okay, so this is the aircraft carrier. Frigate is a bit lesser than this. That's all. Similar way of capacity, but even the specifications is much lesser for frigate. But yeah, similar way of approach. Fine. So what they have told that, so INS is planning to sail INS aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya ready to sail off the dockyard after a long refit. Indian Navy finalizes plans to repeat the order of Vikrant size indigenous carrier aircraft carrier. So what they are planning for, to have a similar model with some upgradations, same of INS Vikrant. So INS Vikrant is also a similar model. Again, it is also aircraft carrier. They are planning for that. So with some modifications, definitely there will be some technical modifications with that. So what this particular question people have told that if you order now, then that would be taking another 8 years. And initially the plan was to sort IAC 2 should be bigger than IAC 1. INS Vikrant size is about 44,000 tons. So all these are specifications. No need to go to that extent in a specification. You need to know what is what. Okay. So as of now, their planning is to take similar or upgrade version of INS Vikrant. That is about this article. And who they have consulted? Cochin Shipyard Limited. Okay, company. Fine. Next. Regional disparities will increase the absence of assistance to poorer states. So, when there are growing regional disparities, tell me one thing, offline students, which part deals with special provisions for state? Which part of constitution deals with special provisions for state? Part? Which part? All online students, can anyone try? What is the part which deals with special provisions for the state? So Article 370 is also part of it, which has been removed. Special provisions. Yes, go ahead. Yes. Huh? Special provisions part, I am asking about part. Part 16 deals with your special provisions, right? Yes, it's part 16. Any doubt? Fine. So, here what this article says is that Bihar, suppose if you consider states like least developed states like Bihar, for those states, suppose if central government is giving you certain funds, if it is treating everyone equally, irrespective of the special provisions, then what would happen? States which are hugely developed, then this particular fund given by center would be an add-on to that, and states with the lower income or with the lower growth would be the worst affected. So this article says that Niti Aayog has admitted that Bihar made tremendous progress across its multiple sectors. First let me tell about this initial article. So Bihar Finance Minister, if the poor states are not given special assistance by the center, then regional disparities are bound to increase in the country. So what they are asking is, if you are not giving a particular special status or special assistance for existing poorer countries, then that would be worst affected. But what Niti Aayog has told? It has told that currently Bihar has progressed well. It is being developing tremendously. 16, yes. 21, that is temporary provisions, I guess, right? It's part 16, Kritika. Let me open the constitution then. Why people are getting confused? What is article 20, part 21? Temporary provisions only, no? So part 21 is your temporary provisions. I asked about permanent, special provisions for the state. Okay. So if you can see Constitution of India, go for the part, it will be the end. See, part 16 is the special provisions for certain classes. Okay, fine. Just a moment. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, my bad. Sorry. Yes. So I was discussing about this particular part, 21. Yes, yes, correct, Kritika. Correct, good. So this particular part which I was discussing about, so this particular part where there are special provisions for each particular state. See? Here you have for Nagaland, Article 371A, and Article 370 is the one which has been given special provisions for Jammu and Kashmir, which has been abrogated, which has been removed. Yes, thank you for correcting me, Kritika. I appreciate that. So yeah, Article 371A is state of Nagaland, then Assam, Manipur, Andhra Pradesh, so Andhra Pradesh Central University, Sikkim, all these we have. Now here the point to be noted is, does Bihar is included in this particular part or not? See? Is Bihar included? No. So now what Bihar Chief Minister or the particular Ministry of yes, correct, Kritika. So Bihar is telling that, see, if you give special provisions to the states which are out of the ambient or which are poorer countries, so poorer states, then we will be getting benefited. So we will also be under the same lines of developed nation. So that is what they have asked. Yes. So here what they have asked that, what they have mentioned here is that, where is this? Yes. So Niti Aayog has admitted, so I have told the article correct, part wrong, 370, so 371 A to J. So yeah, here you can see, yes. So here you can see that the special status was introduced in 1969. So they are giving you what? They are giving you backdrop for this. And they have told that Niti Aayog has admitted that Bihar had made tremendous changes, but owing to its weak base, it may take some more time to catch up with others. This is the reason why we have been demanding special assistance. So, let me go into top. Yeah. See, Bihar Finance Minister Vijay Kumar has told that we are expecting, see even Niti Aayog has told that we are ahead of it, but still we are expecting for a special status so that we will have a special assistance fund for our state to be developed. Okay. So yeah, that is about this article. So he said that this, further the details which I have shown, Assam, Nagaland, other states, Sikkim, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, all these places, Sikkim, Andhra Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Telangana, Mizoram, all these states have special status. Okay, fine. Next. Temple destroyed by Mughals were built by Shivaji. So just today I found some articles regarding your art and culture part or through history part. That articles are rare, that is why I have taken this article. Fine. So, what does this article say? Temples destroyed by the Mughals were rebuilt by Shivaji. So, hailing Maratha king Chhatrapati Shivaji for building or rebuilding the temples which were destroyed by Mughals. So, Mughals during their invasions, they have destroyed some of the temples which have been renovated or which have been rebuilt by Chhatrapati Shivaji. Who said this? The Union Home Minister Amit Shah has mentioned, said that the restoration work that continued after Shivaji is being taken forward by Prime Minister Modi. So here the point that you need to understand that yes, Shivaji has carried out this rebuilding process. So politically we don't need to enter into it, just understand that he has been in the procedure. So yeah, after inaugurating all this first phase of Shrishti was the theme park. So why he has mentioned about Shivaji is that it is not a name but an inspiring story, and there was a particular theme park, Shiva Shrishti, a theme park based on life of Shivaji Maharaj was being established in Pune. So that you need to understand. So your current affair is about, ma'am please explain before Wali slide. Which one, Abhishek Kumar? Which one? Could you please specify which article you want me to explain? This one? Is it about the center assistance that they have asked for, regional disparities? Is it about that article? Which article you want me to explain? Please be specific about the article, Abhishek. So you let me know which article, then I will go back to that, okay? Fine. Next, fighting seismic threats, the Mughal style. So you want me to explain this article? Okay. I'll be more specific then. No problem. So we have good articles, then yes, we need to spend time. So see, part 21. Part 21 deals with what? It's okay. Yes. So temporary transitional special provisions for particular states. So these particular states, what are the states that they have mentioned? Article 370, they have removed certain articles from this article 370 for Jammu and Kashmir, and rest of the states which still have the special provisions are, see, Maharashtra and Gujarat, Nagaland, Assam, Manipur, Andhra Pradesh, see, it has Central University, then Telangana, Sikkim, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Goa, Karnataka. All these states have special provisions. Bihar, is it having a special provision? So compared to Bihar, all these states are well off, right? In terms of growth or in terms of SGDP of that particular state, then SGDP in the sense state GDP. So for that particular thing, we can see that Bihar is in the lower end compared to all these states. So now what this article says is that the Finance Ministry of Bihar has mentioned that if you give special provisions and special assistance to the states which are in a socially backdrop or in economically backwards when compared to other states, then you would reduce or you would be working for the regional disparities minimalization. Are you able to get the point? So what he has told that, he has opined that please provide special provisions for our Bihar so that we would get special funds, special assistance or funds from center. So that is what he meant. And regarding that, it is being mentioned that special status was introduced in 1969 and all those states which have currently the special status. So that is about this article. I hope that is clear, Abhishek. Is it fine? I am going ahead. Let me know in comment section. Fine. Fighting seismic threats by Mughal style. So as directly from your art and culture, you can add on this point. So what does this article say? So we have seen that Turkey and Syria earthquakes recently, it was worst affected, almost 30,000 plus fatalities were there. So currently, this particular article says that how we can combat. Why we are discussing this again? Why India is radiated when Turkey and Syria is being affected? Because even in India we have zones. So earthquake prone zones are there. Zones have been divided from zone 1 to zone 5, where zone 5 is the extreme end or the zone which has huge impact of earthquake. Okay. So this zone 5 or the red zone, you can see, okay, fine. So in that zone you have the northeastern countries, sorry, near northeastern states and Jammu and Kashmir. Where is this? Zone 5. See, we have this particular zone 5 in Srinagar, Kashmir region. So you have to make a layout or a map on which zones have earthquakes or earthquake prone zones in the country. From zone 1 to zone 5, make a note of it. I can show you the diagram too. First let me explain this article. So what does the article says that even we are being prone to or susceptible to earthquakes, then what should be our protection or pre-action mechanism? It's not the reaction mechanism that we should have. It's about the pre-action, the prevention or the ways that we build the infrastructure, whatever it is, how we are going to have that pre-action before facing a particular disaster, especially here earthquake. In that way, this article says that Mughal style of constructions, which are Urusi, and Urusi is basically a thing which Indians can be inspired of for having a particular construction. So what is this Urusi? So one way of saving lives in the national community is to reconnect with the older methods of architecture, which is Urusi. It is a Mughal era home architecture element. So what is Urusi? It is a wooden shutters used as a partition walls within homes instead of concrete walls. That means, now let's say this is a building. So this is again a 5-story building where extensive woodwork is there. Yes, preventive measures or pre-action mechanism, yeah, both are same. So also the preventive or some other before disaster we need to have all these steps. So we can refer even NDMA website, okay, for your other details on what are the other disasters that are been existing. NDMA, okay, National Disaster Management Authority. So they have given you do's and don'ts for each particular earthquake or each particular disaster, what should be the possibility ways. Even your cold wave, hot waves are also mentioned in your disaster. Okay, that can also be a plausible disaster. So all these dealt by NDMA, so you can just go through. So what is this Ursis is that now inside you will have certain partition walls from one room to other room, that rooms will be filled with wood. So whenever there is a violent shaking, then what happens? Even if the wooden wall falls, still you can sustain. Instead of concrete wall, wooden walls are fine, no? So it is suggestible to use wood constructions when there is a land which is susceptible to earthquake. So wooden houses are basically recommended, which has its existence from Mughals too, which is named as Urusi. Okay. Fine. So most indigenous techniques and elements of construction of Kashmir have greater utility than luxury. Urusi is one such wooden shutters, could be rolled up to make one room or rolled down to have hanging chambers. So these wooden structures can be like a shutter where you can roll up and roll down. So you can make a smaller room larger or larger room smaller. So that is the advantage of this particular Urusi. That term of Urusi is important. Okay. Prelims wise, as part of your history, can be asked. Chances are there. Fine. India plans to export solar power, says officials. So we have a target of 100 gigawatt. Okay. So yeah, let's see. Not 100 gigawatt, 500 gigawatt, sorry. We have achieved this 100. 500 gigawatt by 2030. That is our current target of solar power. The main issue with solar power, so before going to this article, the main problem with conversion or converting into renewable energies, power resources, or especially with the solar is installation of this particular solar panels. It is a costlier process. So the solar panels itself is costlier. Why? Because we are importing it from the other countries. So what are the countries? Like China and some other countries they have mentioned here also. Fine, we will see. With China mostly we have imports of this solar panels where cost burden is high on the country, as that is one of the degradation or one of the negative issues with solar. Okay, fine. So by 2026 First, country can produce annually solar modules that can generate 100 gigawatts and become a net exporter of power, says who? Secretary, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. So you can also refer this particular website. So whenever I say a particular website, make note of it and go research. MNRE website. I have told you today 2 websites. One is NDMA and now MNRE, Ministry of New Renewable Energy website. So in this particular website, you can find out what is the current capacity of our country. That can be solar, that can be wind, that can be any other, geothermal, anything which is of non-renewable source, everything will be mentioned here. Even your nuclear energy is also mentioned. Fine. So high customs duty on Chinese components, land acquisition challenges, hamper switch to non-fossil sources. So what are the issues here? High customs duty on Chinese products, and this is basically imported from Chinese market only. We are hugely dependent on Chinese, so that is again an issue. And next one is land acquisition challenge, hamper switch to non-fossil fuels. Now, if I want to install the solar panels, if I need a minimal output from the solar panel, then I would be placing it on my house, right? Upon my house I can place it. But if I want a huge power generation, then I require a large land where I have to place this solar panels. So again, acquisition of this land is issue. When already there are huge settlements and India is having this huge population country, populous countries, then having or acquisition of land is again a burden. So that is also a negative impact on completely or towards switching to non-fossil sources. Fine. By 2026, Indian industry will be able to manufacture solar modules that can generate 100 gigawatts of power and help the country with the net exporter of solar power. So this will significantly aid India's target of installing 500 gigawatts by which year? 2030. That is our target. Fine. So yeah, that is about the target. So India was have to install 175 gigawatts of renewable energy from solar, biomass. All these by December 2022 we had a target that 175 gigawatt by all these renewable sources, but installed capacity is how much? 122. So we are lagging or we are in delay for our achievable target. Okay. So by 2022 our target was to have 175 gigawatt, whereas currently our installed capacity of all the renewable sources combinedly is 122 gigawatt. Okay. Fine. Next. So out of which solar is huge. And what is the scheme that is being involved for this solar is that KUSUM scheme. PMCUSUM. So what is this KUSUM? Kisan Urja Suraksha Uttam Mahabhiyan. Okay. So that is your KUSUM scheme. PMCUSUM scheme, which aims for the farmers to access real time. So what does this basically do is that farmlands will be there. If they want electricity, mostly in the rural areas, electricity will be less. So installation of this particular solar energy panels in their agricultural land in one particular place. So they will be utilizing the energy, electricity that is being developed through that solar panels, and rest all the energy which has been overly generated will be connected to transformers and can be transferred to all over the place, all over the region. Any issue? Fine. Okay. So that is about PMCUSUM. So renewable daytime solar power for irrigation, reduce power subsidies and thereby decarbonizing agriculture. So another important term that you need to know here, decarbonizing agriculture. So not using your fossil fuels, because already that particular pollution from agriculture remains is also huge. So we are trying to decarbonize where fossil fuels are not being used for electricity generation. Okay, fine. So yeah, high cost of finance because solar panels are costlier. So we traditionally relied on Chinese made components like polysilicon wafers necessary to make modules, high customs duty, Indian manufactured companies are shrinking supply. So all these are the reasons why we have bottlenecks in solar panels or solar energy development. So that is about this article. Okay, fine. Next. So India recorded about 15,000 organ transplants in 2022. Another article important for you. So in your social justice or any other part where you can mention or highlight your this particular organ transplantation. So earlier also we were discussing about this cadaver and all. Fine. So yeah, why this article came recently? There was one article which stated that for organ transplantation earlier there used to be a limit that the age should be less than how many years? 65. So around 60 or 65. So that should be the restriction, but now that restriction has been lifted up, because any other person who is willing to donate their organ is eligible to donate their organ post their death. Okay, fine. So this is the report. So National Organ Tissue Transplant Organization Scientific Dialogue 2023 has told that currently 15,000 organ transplants has been in this particular year in 2022, which is 27% increase in transplantation of organs. Okay, 27% increased compared to previous reports. Okay, fine. So yeah, reports wherever you find, make note of it. So here I went underlying this. So foreign ministries, so foreign secretaries, diplomats basically, US diplomat and China diplomat has met for the first time after that spy balloon issue. So now both of the countries again argued with each other. So they have alleged that yes, US alleged on China that you should not be interfering into our own sovereignty, again the same issue, whereas Chinese has told that that is violating the International Civil Aviation Convention, where you cannot shoot down our balloon. That is what both countries have spoken. Nothing more than that in the article. Okay, fine. So North Korea makes fresh threats against drills. So previously I have mentioned that US and South Korea are trying to have a special army drills. Okay, so then Mr. Kim of North Korea, so President Mr. Kim has told that you cannot disturb the other territories with your drills. So if you are doing that, we will also pose threat to you. That is what they have mentioned. So in order to threaten South Korea and US, they have launched one intercontinental ballistic missile on that particular drills day. So they have tested this particular ICBM for the first time from January. So from this particular year starting, this is the first missile which North Korea has tested, and in response to that, US have also launched the flying long range supersonic bombers in the show. So in drills you will be having this show, no, where they will showcase our own state of art. So this is our state of art. So what is your state of art, we will be asking that. So as part of that, US has showcased their supersonic missile, supersonic bombers basically, long range flying supersonic bombers that they have showcased in the drill of South Korea. In the meantime, what North Korea people did, they have launched this ICBM, okay, intercontinental ballistic missile. So you need to know what are those specifications. Go refer DRDO website. So third website which I have referred so far. Fine. Yes. Essay on sealed cover jurisprudence. So what is this sealed cover issue? Recently, regarding the Adani issue, we have discussed. So SC has asked that please provide your necessary actions or necessary, what are the actual issue, what is the actual issue about the report, Heidenberg report, what happened, is it really true, how far it is true. So we need your report, we need your response. That is what Supreme Court has asked the government, Parliament. So Parliament has produced a sealed cover in front of Supreme Court. What is the sealed cover? When there is a matter that should be kept as a secret way, that should not be affecting any other country, or that should not be affecting the country's integrity or the reputation of that particular company or that particular person, then they will be offering the sealed cover. And currently the growth of giving the sealed covers to Supreme Court has increased. Okay, so currently what is the issue? The routine handling of sealed cover in the court by the state, contents of which are unknown to other parties, often fighting for life, freedom and personal liberty, is eroding public confidence in the open court principle of justice. So what Mr. Chandrachud, who is our Chandrachud? D.Y. Chandrachud is our Supreme Court Chief Justice of India currently. So he has speculated that whenever you are increasing the count of this sealed cover, the sealed cover jurisprudence will mask the component of transparency in the judiciary. So it will make people have trust issues or disbelief into the open administration or open judicial administration. That is what this article. So here I would like to mention you about the places where they have given sealed cover and its origin. Okay. So first of all, yeah, it's not being mentioned here. Fine. So the sealed cover jurisprudence has been begun, the decision of 3-judge court to keep the government sealed cover at a distance and do its own thinking. So what Mr. Chandrachud has thought is that, fine, let that sealed cover be aside, let us go with our own thought. let's decide on ourselves on what should we do. Covers no longer an academic discourse on how to balance the right to know and need to protect national security. So here two things. Which part of your constitution gives you right to freedom of speech and expression, and which article? Which part? Which article?
19.
Article 19, which part? Right? Is it not clear? Part 3. Fundamental right. So your freedom of speech and expression fundamental right, Article 19(1)(a) gives you what? Freedom of right to speech and expression. So when you have freedom of right to speech and expression, you need to have right to information before you speak about something. So that is the origination of your media rights, your right to question or right to information. All these things are origination or origin from this particular article. Right to be informed as part of your fundamental right. But this right is not absolute, because whenever it is affecting the country's security, national security, peace, integrity, whatever it is threatening, if it is threatening the national body or the nation as a whole, such information cannot be revealed. So these are all some kinds of what we can say, some kind of not completely, or this article is having certain limitations basically. So there are the limitations where you cannot give complete information when it is affecting or threatening the nation as a whole. Okay. So now what is this particular article say is that this sealed cover issue or any kind of this secrecy should not violate a person's right to know and the need to protect national security. So there is a thin line between that. So you cannot always push every case that it is a nation security, so we cannot reveal that particular issue. So there should be a proper balance between both. That is what judiciary has given a statement. Okay, important. So now the history of sealed covers. So it has been traced, and why this is going to be given. I mean, why they will be offering this as a sealed cover. Official service records and promotion assessments of individual personals were received in sealed cover in order to avoid harm of the reputation of officers. So whenever a particular person's promotions or administration wise any kind of officers related to any officers, their promotions or their administrative wing about individual person will always be received in sealed cover. The origins of sealed cover have been traced to service and administrative cases, which is one, this is one, and next. So if there is any court continues to receive any confidential documents in sexual assault cases to protect the identity of survivors. So you have this Abhaya Nirbhaya cases, if they are dead, okay, even if they are dead or not dead, we used to name them with some other name. So we protect the identity of a particular person, the victim. So we don't want to discuss their identity. So here the thing is that, so in such cases they will be giving a sealed cover. So where it is necessary, where it is really important, then the sealed cover is approved. But all the small cases which is affecting their own reputation or a country's, a particular company's issue, then that should not be provided in sealed cover. That is what Supreme Court has opined. Nothing more than that. Okay. So currently the sealed cover has also been used during Rafale case, Rafale jet case, BCCI case. All these cases are important. Go refer it. Right now I can't explain that. Next, Pegasus case also. So that is again your cyber security issue. So regarding that also, they have been given a sealed cover to Supreme Court. They have submitted a sealed cover. Of course, that should be submitted in sealed cover because that is about cyber security or cyber threat. So definitely that should not be disclosed. That cannot be disclosed to the public. Yeah. Next. Next question. How is India addressing sickle cell anemia? So you need to know that. Hi. So in the current budget session, you need to know that during this 23-24 budget session, they have mentioned that by 2047 we have a target. What is the target? To eliminate the condition of sickle cell anemia. So what is this sickle cell anemia? First let me show the diagram, then we will go into this. Okay. See this, your blood cells will, this red blood cell would be changing in shape. So basically it is in round in shape, but it changes into the sickle, a kind of sickle. So this particular condition should be eliminated by 2047. That is the target of our current government. So by 2047 they have put a target that we have to completely eliminate the sickle cell anemia by 2047 in a mission mode process. So yeah, I have shown you that. Fine. So we will go into that particular document. So sickle cell anemia, again, what is it? Genetical blood disorder. So it is a genetical blood disorder, and how it can be eliminated in a mission mode with a predicted births with SCA. So you have to predict, or a proper information is required for you to identify what is the issue, and India is the second worst affected country from birth. They will be having this particular issue, genetical disorder from birth. Fine. So hemoglobin, which is charged with carrying oxygen, basically the red blood cells are being affected just now as I have shown, and our particular body, part of the body, and 4 protein units. So our particular blood have 4 protein units. What are those? 2 alpha, 2 beta cells are there. All these are specific in nature, not required. What is required here is your red blood cells, or this shape of the blood cell distorts and look like a sickle. So that is about your sickle cell anemia, and this cells will die early, resulting in a shortage of blood cells. So you will be depriving of oxygen. So with the lack of oxygen, that person might die. So yeah, how this can be treated, that you need to know. See, first through gene therapy and through stem cell transplants. So whatever we have discussed. So first, what is sickle cell anemia? Genetical disorder affecting your hemoglobin part. So your red blood cells will be changing out its shape, and currently therapies that is being available is gene therapy and stem cell transplants, which is both costly and yet is in developmental phase. So you don't have proper treatment for that yet. Okay. So yeah, challenges include scarcity of donors. So yeah, you need transfusion of blood. So scarcity of donors is there, and fears around safe supply of blood, risk of infection. So you don't have a proper detailed data bank or detailed analysis of donors, and next you have fears of safe supply of blood. So you don't know from which point of place, or is it suitable enough for the particular blood group or not. It is not every time organized, right? So that is the issue. Next, so India currently, where is it? That you need to know. And one thing that I need to mention here, this sickle cell anemia is prevalent in tribal groups. Tribal groups are not familiar in non-tribal groups. It is mentioned somewhere here. Yes. So the research and screening programs have found that the prevalence of hemoglobinopathies is disorders of blood, which is more prevalent in tribal populations than in non-tribal populations. So yeah. So here have launched one portal. Who have launched this portal? Ministry of Tribal Affairs have launched a particular portal wherein people can register themselves with having this disease, and that too among tribal functional groups, and this budget have planned to distribute special cards across tribal areas below age of 40, and these cards will be divided into different categories based on the screening results. So whoever are the tribals are there, they will be giving this particular screening card, through which they can go register, and then they can do all the possible blood tests required, and they will have a proper data of them. So are they really affected or not, and proper treatment will also be given to them. Fine. So that is about this article, nothing more than that. But problem here, when suppose a person is given, so especially when you see during COVID also, whenever initially during the first phase of COVID, they used to mention that this particular family is being affected. So they used to tell outside. So there was a stigma post that COVID. After their recovery too, people did not go to their home. So that level of being outside or being marginalized kind of treatment will be prevalent. So same issue here. Once they are giving that particular card, screening card, people will treat them aside. So they will not be included into the main line. That is again an issue. Next. Yeah, that is about today's articles. Yes, that's all. Fine. So online students, if you have any doubts, offline, any doubts? Yeah. So far, if you have any doubts, you can let me know, else we can wind up the session. Online students, let me know. Where are there? I have ended the session. Fine, that's it for today. Good day. Thank you.